Guys, I want to see the creator of YouTube. Yeah, guys, the creator of YouTube is Google. See, I just react to this. Come on.
Hey there, this is Lo from Nat and Lo, and in this video we're recapping some of the awesome things we got to see and do during this year. So, in no particular order, Number 3, taking a trip into the recording booth to hear the Google Assistant's voice being created. So you guys are on camera, and I don't have to be seen. We're invading your home. I love it. Number 2, finding out that YouTube has to work a lot harder when there's tons of motion and detail in your video.
When you dance around and move, is it fabulous, and do you make it hard for the codec?
Totally.
The answer is absolutely yes.
And number 1, that time we sliced open an underwater sea cable with what's inside. That's it, 2016. Thanks for watching, and to watch any of these videos in their entirety.
So guys, that was about YouTube. So let's just watch the next one.
This YouTube video is part of something big. How big? Well, if you were to watch all the videos that get uploaded to YouTube in one day, by the time you finish watching, the year would be 2081. 400 hours of video are uploaded every minute. That's like watching over 184 movies. And it might not be as impressive, but for about a year now, Lo and I have been going behind the scenes at Google and making YouTube videos about all the stuff we're curious about. And so, of course, we wanted to know, how does YouTube actually work? So we tracked down a few YouTube engineers and got them to tell us. There's just way too much cool stuff for one video, so we made 2. Part 1, which you're watching now, is what happens when you upload a video. In part 2, we find out what happens when you play a video. But for now, keep watching and we'll get into uploading.
Any kind of video that ever comes from any random camera that has ever been produced has shown up in our system.
And that means a bunch of different file types, resolutions, and formats. And it's YouTube's job to make all these different videos playable.
On every possible device, for every possible user, in every part of the world.
We basically take all of the video that you have uploaded into YouTube and take it from a whole series of random video formats and then convert it into something that YouTube players can watch.
Why not just let people watch the original upload?
You might have given us a video that's really great quality, looks wonderful, but it's so big that I can't distribute it to anybody.
Meaning, if YouTube tried to let you play that video, it could cause constant buffering, or melt your phone, or if every video that everyone ever tried to watch was that big,
You could break the internet. And that's not good.
Yeah. To not break the internet, YouTube does something called processing. Let's say you upload a video to YouTube.
The first thing we do is start looking at it to figure out how we're going to make it smaller.
We'll examine the video, try and understand what's the resolution, what's the frame rate, and then we'll generate what we call a mezzanine.
In other words, a high-quality copy of your video.
That lets us carve it up into chunks
About 5 seconds each.
and then pass each chunk off to a different machine and have that machine process just this little piece of video. And then we'll run it through some math and generate a compressed version of that.
And this happens again and again and again, making smaller and smaller versions of these 5-second chunks. And then all these corresponding chunks get stitched back together.
We'll generate maybe 25 different video outputs depending on the resolution of the input coming in.
So if you've uploaded a 4K video and someone has an HD TV, they could watch the 4K version. Or if you're just a sloth in the middle of the jungle with sloth speed internet, there's still a smaller version that you can also watch. But how does YouTube actually make all these smaller versions of your original video? Well, this is where this video is going to get kind of technical, but we promise if you stick with us, we'll make it worth your while.
When people talk about media files, you might hear the word codec. And codec is sort of a jargon shorthand for compression and decompression. And using a bunch of clever math can shrink a file down to make it much smaller. You can get hundreds of times smaller without any visual loss in quality, just because that's the way our brain sees things.
We learned that cameras can actually capture so many more details than we humans are able to visually perceive. So video codecs are all about simplifying the video down into what's most important and what we'll actually notice.
Before you compress a video, you can think about it as just a bunch of dots.
But sometimes these dots are similar, and compression technology is like, I see what's going on here, and I have a solution.
So you can say this pixel is like that pixel, and that's where all of that savings comes from.
You're watching this video later on, you're going to see there's a bunch.
So guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give a like and thumbs up. Come on.